Leadership isn't tested when things are going well. It's tested the moment you have to look someone in the eye and have a hard conversation. Hi entrepreneurs, I'm Vicky Brown, and you're in the right place if you want to engage your team, boost your business, and grow your leadership muscle. Now, let's get something out of the way right now. Hard conversations are part of the job. If you're leading a team, whether it's your first hire or your 10th, these moments are going to come. They're not fun, they're not easy, but they are necessary. And the longer you avoid them, the more damage you do to your team, to your credibility, and to your business. You know, I talk to a lot of first-time leaders, especially entrepreneurs who are building their teams from scratch. And one of the biggest surprises that they run into is how emotional and awkward or confusing these kinds of conversations can be, especially when you're close to your team or when you're still figuring out your leadership voice. So today, I want to walk you through the 3 hard conversations that you absolutely can't avoid, and more importantly, how to handle them with clarity, confidence, and humanity. So let's start with the one that trips up almost every new manager: performance issues. Performance conversations are one of the most avoided, most delayed, and most damaging to skip. Here's what usually happens. Someone on the team isn't quite hitting the mark. They're missing deadlines, making repeated mistakes, or just not showing the kind of ownership you need. But they're not causing a huge scene, so you put it off. You give hints. Maybe you fix their work behind the scenes. Maybe you hope they'll figure it out and turn things around on their own. And they don't. And now you're frustrated. They're confused. And the rest of the team, well, they're wondering why there are no standards. Well, this is where leadership comes in. Performance conversations have to be direct. They have to be timely, and they need to be anchored in facts. Here's how you handle it. Be clear about what isn't working. Skip the fluff. Focus on behaviors and results, not assumptions or labels. Share the impact, not just on you, but on the team, on the project, the client. People don't always see the ripple effect of their actions. Set expectations for improvement. What does good look like? What needs to change and by when? And offer support. Is there a resource or training that they need? Are there blockers you haven't seen? Oh, and of course, document the conversation. Always. Not just to protect yourself legally, but to create a shared reference point. It helps you follow up, track progress, and take next steps if that's what's needed. You're not being harsh. You're being responsible. And most people, even if they're upset in the moment, will appreciate the clarity. Conversation number 2, pay and compensation. Okay, let's talk about money. This is the conversation that makes a lot of new leaders squirm, especially if you don't have a structured compensation plan or structure in place, or if you're still figuring out what you can afford. So here's the situation. An employee asks for a raise, or a bonus, or equity, or just wants to know how compensation decisions are actually made. You feel unprepared, maybe even caught off guard. So you deflect. You say, "We'll see." You try to soften the no without actually explaining it. Well, now you've got a frustrated employee who feels undervalued, and they have no clarity about what they can expect in the future. Here's how you should handle it. Be transparent. If you don't have a formal compensation strategy yet, say so. But explain the factors you do consider. Performance, role, business goals, whatever it is. Don't overpromise. Saying maybe next quarter without a plan just creates confusion and resentment. Talk about growth. If there's no raise now, what would need to change? What goals should they work toward? Be specific. Put a follow-up on the calendar. Don't leave it open-ended. If you say you'll revisit, commit to it. As a business owner, you may not always be able to say yes, but people will respect if you're honest, thoughtful, and consistent. And again, document these conversations. Doesn't have to be formal. Even a quick email summary shows that the discussion happened and that you're treating compensation seriously. Conversation number 3, behavior and conduct. Now, this is the one most people want to avoid at all costs because it's not about missed deadlines or technical performance. It's about how someone shows up at work, their tone, their attitude, their impact on team culture. And it feels personal, which makes it very uncomfortable. But behavior issues can be just as harmful as performance issues, sometimes even more. One toxic attitude can undo everything you're building. Here's what I see happen. Someone is rude, dismissive, passive-aggressive, or they're constantly stirring up drama. They may still be doing the technical parts of their job, but they're hurting morale and they're creating tension. And yet, the leader avoids the conversation. They tell themselves, well, that's just how she is, or he means well, he just has no filter. Meanwhile, your other employees are wondering why that kind of behavior is allowed, and they are starting to disengage. Now, here's how you can handle it. Be specific. Don't say, you're being negative. Say, in last week's meeting, you interrupted 2 people and rolled your eyes while the client was speaking. That behavior is disruptive. Focus on impact. Make it about the team, the culture, the business, not personal attacks, just real consequences. Reinforce expectations. Remind them of the kind of environment you're creating and what behaviors support that, and which don't. Make it clear that behavior is part of performance. It's not optional. It matters just as much as the tasks they complete. And, say it with me, everyone, document the conversation. Especially when it comes to behavior, patterns matter. You want a record. Now, I'm not saying these conversations are easy. They're not. They require planning, courage, emotional control, and real clarity. But they are part of your job, and the more you avoid them, the harder they get. The goal isn't to make people feel bad, it's to create alignment, to clarify expectations, to give your team a chance to grow, and to protect the business when they don't. And here's the thing. You can be human and firm at the same time. You can hold people accountable without shaming them. You can talk about money without overpromising. You can address behavior without destroying relationships. These conversations get easier when you have a system, when you have templates, tools, and guidance to lean on, when you're not trying to figure it out from scratch every time. That actually is one of the reasons that we built HR Simple Start Premier, because I know what it's like to be in these moments, wondering what to say, how to say it, and what to do if it doesn't go well. Inside the Simple Start membership, you'll find practical tools for exactly these kind of leadership moments. Performance conversation templates that can help you prepare, speak clearly, and follow up with documentation. Compensation discussion guides, so you don't have to guess at what's fair or how to say no. Behavior and conduct guidelines, so you can reinforce culture and keep the workplace safe and productive. Now, you still have to have the conversation, but you don't have to do it alone or unprepared. And look, even if you never join HR Simple Start, I want you to take this with you. Avoiding hard conversations doesn't protect your team, it undermines them. Avoiding them doesn't protect your leadership, it erodes it. Avoiding them doesn't protect your business, it leaves it exposed. You can do this. You just need a little structure, a little support, and a willingness to get uncomfortable for the sake of doing what's right. That's leadership. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Help comes in many forms and at many price points. So whether you're looking for our HR Simple Start Premier with its bite-sized learning modules and monthly expert sessions, or if a better fit is our all-inclusive IDEO On-Call membership, that connects you directly with a dedicated HR professional. Either way, we have options designed to fit seamlessly into your business strategy and your budget. So just use the link below to explore how these resources can help you develop the exceptional team that your business deserves. And remember, your inspired leadership, well, that's the secret sauce to having a high-performance team and a wildly successful business that you'll love. I'll see you next time on Leader's Journey.